Welcome to the Rated Rabbi Sports Card Podcast. Cards Against Time, our episode today. Trust me. Let me say this. If you've been listening to this show for a while, if you listened during season 1, if you wondered where I went, if you wondered where I was when I stepped away from this mic, then you already know that I don't do this. I don't do what I'm about to do. I mean, how many times have I said to you, how many times have we reminded each other that the hobby is something that we do in our leisure time for pleasure? I don't chase noise. In fact, I cannot stand the noise. You will never hear me scream about cards going to the moon. I've never talked about a quick flip. I don't tell you what to buy. That's not what this is. That's never been what this is. That's never been who I am. But every once in a while, something shows up that feels different. An opportunity. A real opportunity that doesn't come around very often. And when that opportunity knocks, I pay attention. I answer the door. Now, this may surprise you, but I've been watching something quietly over the past several months. It's almost April. I've actually been watching it for even longer. Remember back when the hobby groupthink was saying that we're in a bubble? Well, they were wrong. And we're not. I haven't been talking about what I see. I haven't been posting anything on Instagram. I've just been watching it. And I've been following where examples are sitting. I've been seeing who's buying and who's not. And I've been noticing what's not being said. Because sometimes what's missing tells us a lot more than what's there. And right now, something's off. I mean, the card market is on fire, but there's a card sitting there, hidden right there in plain sight, that has no business being priced where it is. I mean, cards are moving every single day up and to the right, but this card, if you've been sitting around in this hobby, if you've been in this hobby long enough, you start to feel that familiar tension. Because the price says one thing and everything else says something different. I wasn't going to say anything. Honestly, there's a real part of me that would rather not. I mean, I have a reputation. You guys know me as a friendly collector, a storyteller, a nostalgic, a spiritual seeker. I'm a rabbi, for crying out loud. But there's also another side to me. A side of me that looks at this hobby from a different angle. Maybe it's hard to admit this, but the fewer people who see this other side of me and the fewer people who see this opportunity to invest, the better the opportunity remains for me to maintain my reputation and for me and those who seize on this card opportunity to act before you do. I know who listens to this show. You might not be investors, but I know you like when your cards appreciate. And I know you're smart. And I know you pay attention. And I know you're not somebody who just follows the herd. You think deeply about what you're doing, and that matters. And so I'm going to say just enough I'm not going to tell you everything, just enough to help you turn a small investment into a real bona fide asset. And even if you buy this card only with the intention of selling it for a profit and to take that profit and then to buy the card you truly want, I want to help you. We're in this thing together. Even with all the attention on the card market, there is a card that's being overlooked. A card that's still being treated like it belongs in another conversation. Like its story has already peaked, like its moment has already passed, but it didn't. It just got quiet. And in this hobby, quiet is where things reset. So what have I been doing? I started picking up a few. Nothing crazy, just quietly. Just enough that if I'm right, and I believe I am right with every ounce of my strength, if I'm right, it matters. Because I don't need to be perfect. I just need to be early. I just need to be on this before they are. Right now still feels pretty early. You can see it on eBay listings and it's sitting, the examples are sitting far longer than they should. The sellers haven't picked up on it yet. They haven't made the adjustments. Buyers are not quite yet stepping in. That hesitation right there, that moment, that is the window. Because once it shifts, and it will shift, it won't feel like it does now. It'll feel obvious. And when it's obvious, it's over. When it's obvious you're not early anymore, you are reacting. And I've seen this enough to know the pattern. At first, nothing happens. Then one sale hits a little higher, and then another a little higher, and then another, and then someone with a much bigger audience than I will ever have mentions the card. And then it becomes a conversation. And then it's gone. So yeah, I mean, you can wait. You can watch. You can tell yourself you're being disciplined, but most of the time, that's just hesitation with better branding. So look, I'm not telling you what to do. I don't always like people to tell me what to do. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm telling you what I'm doing. I'm already in. Not because it's guaranteed, but because I recognize this setup. And I trust that recognition. So if you're hearing this and thinking, I kind of see it, I want you to pay attention to that feeling. That's not nothing. That feeling is how this starts. Because the hardest part of this isn't finding the card. The hardest part is acting before it feels safe. Because most people don't. Most people won't. They wait. They want confirmation. They want someone else to move first. We are all oftentimes a little bit more followers than we are leaders, right? And by the time they get to it, by the time they have other people confirming what they know, they don't get the price. And so I'll say it one more time. And I don't do this often. You know me. I don't come on here and point. I'm a card collector like you, but this one feels different. You don't need a lot. You don't need to go big. You just need to be there before everyone else decides to be there. If you want to know the move, go ahead and send me a message. Trust me. Or don't. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. Every day, try to make this world a little bit better place. Enjoy your life and do what you can to die happy, because in the end, remember, this is all a ride. So long for now.